In the annals of aviation history, few tales resonate as profoundly and mysteriously as that of Amelia Earhart. On July 2, 1937, the world last heard from the groundbreaking aviator, who had embarked on an ambitious flight around the globe. Born on July 24, 1897, in Aviation, Kansas, Earhart emerged as a symbol of female empowerment, breaking barriers in a male-dominated field. Her determination and skill were undeniable, and her legacy was firmly established long before her final flight. Yet, on that fateful day, she and her navigator, Fred Noonan, vanished over the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, leaving behind a legacy shrouded in uncertainty and intrigue. The timeline of Earhart's disappearance begins in Miami, Florida, where she took off on June 1, 1937, in a Lockheed Electra 10E. This aircraft had been specially modified for long-distance flying, equipped with advanced navigation instruments that were revolutionary for the time. The initial leg of her journey took her to South America, then to Africa, and across the Atlantic, with successful landings in places like Puerto Rico and New Guinea. Each stop was meticulously planned, showcasing Earhart's dedication and the extensive preparations that went into these monumental flights. Yet, it was in the Pacific, specifically at Howland Island, that the mission would take its most perilous turn. On the morning of July 2, Earhart and Noonan departed from Lae, New Guinea, aiming for Howland Island, a tiny speck of land just 1.5 miles long and 0.5 miles wide. The distance was approximately 2,556 miles, a significant stretch that would require expert navigation and precise calculations. The U.S. Coast Guard positioned the cutter Itasca near Howland Island, tasked with assisting Earhart and Noonan as they approached. As the two aviators flew into the vast blue, their last reported position put them approximately 100 miles from their intended destination. The hours passed, and as the sun began to set, a haunting silence emerged in the skies. At 8:43 a.m., Earhart transmitted her last known message, stating, "We are on the line 157 337ths. We'll repeat this message. While it was a routine communication, the urgency in her voice hinted at the dire situation they were facing. The Itasca attempted to respond, sending out radio signals, but received no reply. This lack of communication marked a critical point in the timeline, prompting a massive search operation. The U.S. government, responding to the urgent pleas from families and friends, quickly mobilized resources, launching one of the largest search and rescue missions in history. Over 60 aircraft and ships combed the Pacific for weeks, but they found no trace of Earhart, Noonan, or their aircraft. Despite the extensive search efforts, which spanned over 250,000 square miles, the mystery deepened. Eyewitness accounts began to emerge, complicating the narrative. Some fishermen claimed they saw a plane crash into the ocean, while others reported witnessing a bright light on the horizon that night. These accounts, however, could not be definitively corroborated. As the weeks turned into months, the U.S. Navy ended its search on July 19, 1937, but the unanswered questions surrounding Earhart's disappearance continued to fuel speculation and intrigue. In 1938, a report was released by the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Coast Guard assessing the search efforts. Known as the Earhart Report, it highlighted the inadequate navigational aids available at the time and the difficulty of coordinating such a massive operation over the vast ocean. It suggested that strong winds and currents could have shifted Earhart's flight path significantly, further complicating the rescue efforts. The report, however, did not provide any definitive answers. Instead, it opened the door to a plethora of theories that ranged from the plausible to the wildly speculative. Among these theories was the idea that Earhart and Noonan may have crashed on an uninhabited island, subsequently dying from exposure and starvation. In 1940, a British expedition discovered human remains on Gardner Island, now known as Nkumaroro, which sparked renewed interest in the case. The bones were sent to a physician for analysis, but the results were inconclusive. This discovery led to an ongoing debate among researchers, suggesting that Earhart might have landed safely but perished as castaways. The idea of their survival adds an unsettling layer to the mystery. Could these two pioneers have lived out their final days in isolation, invisible to the world that had once celebrated their achievements? In the decades that followed, numerous expeditions to Nikumaroro sought to uncover the truth behind this theory. Artifacts such as pieces of metal, a shoe, and even a mirror have been found, hinting at the possibility that Earhart and Noonan may have indeed set foot on the island. However, while some of these items have been identified as consistent with the time period, none have definitively linked back to the missing aviators. The absence of concrete evidence keeps the question alive: what truly happened to Amelia Earhart? As the timeline of Earhart's disappearance unfolds, it becomes increasingly clear that the unresolved gaps are filled with implications that reach far beyond individual tragedy. Each theory, each discovery leads to new questions about society's understanding of aviation, the challenges faced by early pilots, especially women, and the evolution of search and rescue missions in the years that followed. The legacy of Amelia Earhart extends beyond her adventurous flights. It serves as a poignant reminder of the risks and uncertainties that come with exploring the unknown. The final resting place of Earhart remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in history, captivating hearts and minds for generations to come. Throughout the years, the search for Earhart's legacy has continued, driven by a need to seek closure and understand the human condition in the face of adversity. As we probe deeper into this mysterious case, we find ourselves not only examining Earhart's life and disappearance but also reflecting on the broader implications of pioneering spirit and the relentless pursuit of dreams, even in the face of uncertainty. The exploration of Amelia Earhart's life not only highlights her groundbreaking achievements but also sheds light on the societal challenges she faced as a woman in aviation. Her story intertwines with the evolution of aviation itself, from the early days of flight to the complex navigation systems we rely on today. Amelia's journey was marked by a series of firsts that inspired countless women to break free from societal constraints. She was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean in 1932, earning her a place in history and the admiration of many. This achievement did not come without challenges. She faced skepticism and resistance from male counterparts who doubted her abilities. Despite this, she persevered, becoming a role model for women everywhere, proving that gender should not limit one's aspirations. Her tenacity was reflected in her commitment to aviation, as she often spoke about her desire to encourage women to pursue careers in fields traditionally dominated by men. Moreover, Earhart's influence extended beyond aviation. She became an advocate for women's rights and the empowerment of women in the workforce. Her achievements highlighted the need for equality and representation in all areas, including aviation, and her legacy inspired future generations to challenge the status quo. The societal impact of her disappearance cannot be overstated. It brought to light the dangers faced by early aviators and the inherent risks involved in pushing the boundaries of flight. As search efforts continued, public interest grew, leading to increased scrutiny of aviation safety standards and the need for improved navigation technology. The search for Earhart also prompted advancements in aviation technology and rescue operations. In the years following her disappearance, the aviation industry began to adopt more sophisticated navigation systems, including radio direction finding and improved weather forecasting techniques. These advancements were crucial in enhancing the safety of future flights and minimizing the risks faced by aviators. Earhart's legacy, therefore, extends not only to her achievements as a pilot but also to the broader implications of her story on aviation safety and the evolution of the industry. As we examine the various theories surrounding her disappearance, we must also consider the cultural and historical context of the time. The late 1930s were marked by significant geopolitical tensions, with the looming threat of World War II. Earhart's flight was not just a personal endeavor. It was emblematic of a changing world, where women began to assert their place in society amid rising global challenges. The mystery of her disappearance is intertwined with the complexities of the era, reflecting broader societal shifts and the evolving role of women in the workforce. In addition to the speculation about her fate, the search for Earhart has inspired countless books, documentaries, and films, each attempting to unravel the enigma of her final flight. These narratives often highlight the intersection of ambition, adventure, and tragedy, illustrating how one woman's quest for exploration became a symbol of hope and resilience. The fascination with her story continues to captivate the public imagination, as new theories and discoveries emerge, keeping the discussion alive and ensuring that her legacy endures. Ultimately, the mystery surrounding Amelia Earhart is not merely about the fate of one individual. It reflects the broader human experience of striving for greatness in the face of adversity. Each search, each theory, and each artifact discovered brings us closer to understanding not only her story but also the spirit of exploration that drives humanity to push boundaries. As we continue to search for answers, we are reminded of the courage it takes to pursue dreams, the importance of perseverance, and the enduring impact of those who dare to challenge the unknown. On July 2, 1937, Amelia Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, began their ambitious flight from Lae, New Guinea, to Howland Island, a distance of approximately 2,556 miles. This leg of the journey was critical, as Howland Island was a tiny speck in the vast Pacific Ocean, and the duo faced numerous challenges, including limited fuel and the uncertainty of weather conditions. At 2:18 a.m., Earhart made her last confirmed radio transmission, indicating that she was unable to locate Howland Island. The U.S. Coast Guard, which was monitoring the flight, launched an extensive search operation, deploying ships and aircraft to scour the waters surrounding the island. Despite their efforts, the search was called off after just over a week, with no trace of Earhart or Noonan found. In the months following her disappearance, the U.S. government and various private organizations continued to investigate potential sightings and leads. In 1938, a team led by explorer Paul Mantz undertook a mission to investigate claims of Earhart's survival on Saipan, but these theories largely remained unsubstantiated. Meanwhile, several pieces of evidence emerged over the years, including claims of a photo that allegedly showed Earhart on Saipan, and the discovery of a shoe and a partial skeleton that some believed could belong to her. In 1940, the International News Service reported a potential sighting of Earhart by a local resident on the Marshall Islands, further fueling speculation about her fate. The timeline of these events illustrates not just the mystery of her disappearance, but also the relentless pursuit of truth that her story continues to inspire. As we reflect on the enigmatic journey of Amelia Earhart, it becomes abundantly clear that her disappearance is not merely a tale of lost aviation, but a profound reminder of the human spirit's relentless quest for discovery. Despite extensive searches and numerous theories, the truth about what happened to Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, remains elusive. From the countless expeditions to the myriad of sightings reported over the decades, each piece of evidence adds a layer to the complex narrative that surrounds her fate. While we may never definitively uncover the secrets of that fateful flight, Amelia's legacy endures, inspiring generations of adventurers, aviators, and dreamers to push beyond the boundaries of possibility. Her story serves as a catalyst for curiosity, urging us to explore the unknown and to question the limits of our understanding. As we close this chapter on Amelia Earhart's journey, we invite you to join the conversation. Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and if you found this exploration of her life and mystery engaging, consider liking this video and subscribing for more deep dives into history's most captivating stories. Thank you for watching.